Today I have for you a sermon about communion. Now, what is communion? A clear definition is the act or an instance of sharing, as of thoughts or feelings. My thoughts on this. Through prayer, I have communed, meaning I have shared my thoughts and feelings with the Father above. Through suffering, I commune in moments when I'm not feeling good, when I'm not feeling well, when I'm down bad. I make requests, and I think we can all relate to this. We all make requests, maybe in our heads, maybe out loud, asking the Lord for something, and that is communion as well. So when I'm going through it, I commune. When I'm happy, when I think, yes, things are finally going good, thank God. Things are finally going the way I want to. Thank the Lord. It's when I'm feeling happy, feeling better, enthusiastic. At that moment, I commune, for I feel a certain emotion and I share it with the Lord. Now, a question that I have for you: have you been talking to the Father? Have you been asking Him for things? Have you been telling Him your pains, your sufferings, your struggles? Have you been talking to Him like He is not a distant deity, but your close friend who you can trust with anything? What has kept you from talking to the Father? And see, we all have things we might be embarrassed about. We all have things that we might not want to say out loud. We all have things we would like to rather bury than let come to the surface again and again. But even though we don't want others to know, the Lord already knows. So telling Him, getting it off your chest and off your back and in front of His feet so He can deal with it is all the better, because you should not carry it alone. And then last but not least, what would you share with Him? Now, this is something you need to think about for yourself. Really consider it and then do something with it later, for it is for your own benefit and for your own good. Now, what does God say about this topic? First John chapter 1, verse 3. That which we have seen and heard we proclaim also to you, so that you also may have fellowship with us. And indeed our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. John 14:23. Jesus answered and said to him, if a man loves me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him. Revelation 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. The theme we see around this is that as we keep the word, as we live the way we are commanded, that is what they mean by we knock. Lord knocks, and if we let Him in by living by His way, He will sup with us, meaning He will share His peace with us, and we will not have to live in fear any longer or live a life of uselessness. Sacred initiation by Jesus. Communion originated during the Last Supper, where Jesus inaugurated the practice by sharing bread and wine with His disciples, instructing them to partake in remembrance of Him. Remembrance and gratitude. Communion serves as a solemn moment for believers to reflect on Jesus' sacrifice and express gratitude for the profound redemption and forgiveness of sins achieved through His crucifixion and resurrection. The act of communion signifies the unity among believers, in the body of Christ, illustrating shared faith, fellowship, and a communal bond. Now, as we see through these rituals, we strengthen our bond with our fellow believers. We remember the sacrifice that has been made for us all those years ago, and through our consistent remembering of this, our bond, our fellowship, our communal bond, only strengthens, and our bond with the Father above and His Holy Son also strengthens, for we draw closer to Him, for we shall not forget. The act of communion signifies the unity among believers in the body of Christ, illustrating shared faith, fellowship, and a communal bond. Matthew 26 to 28. Now, as they were eating, Jesus took bread and after blessing it, broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink of it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." 1 Corinthians 10:16. The cup of blessing that we bless, it is it not a participation in the blood of Christ? The bread that we break, is it not a participation in the body of Christ? I will have a point on that one in a second. Acts 2:42. And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers. See in 1 Corinthians 10:16, the cup of blessing that we bless, is it not a participation in the blood of Christ? Meaning we participate. We now actively are a part of the way Christ wants us to live, for we are within Christ the moment we accept His body and His blood. My final message, as I said before, by sharing in the suffering of Christ, we now identify with Him, living by His doctrine, living by His ways, and eventually receiving the peace that is promised if we truly trust in Him and live by His ways. As He has said before, He knocks on the door, he who opens it shall sup with Him and with the Father. Devotion to faith and His teaching. Walk in the faith, walk in His teaching, walk in the way He wants you to walk, and you will not live in fear. We walk in His likeness. The more we follow His rules, the more we walk away from sin, the closer we draw to God and His Son Jesus, and the more our lives will turn for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. May you all have a blessed day. God be with you all.